done the earlier sessions where we discussed harmony in the self, harmony in the family, and thereafter we began with the society. And we discussed several concerns. We discussed the concerns which have been put up on the slide, as well as some of you all shared the concerns also. And we all felt there were concerns with parents, there were concerns, with in general with the youth, so many crimes. There were also concerns with physical facility, the gaps available to some, not available to some. There were concerns even at the country level, the governance and all that. So there were many concerns that we have discussed. And thanks to all the participants for having added to the concerns also. We also discussed that most of the time our vision is limited, and we were all able to see that it's limited to me, my family, my job, my workplace, and so on. Can we have the others mute? Thank you. So in real life, we do face the society in multiple ways, but somehow because we do not have this holistic vision of the society, we don't feel we are related to the rest. And the issues keep disturbing us. But how many of us try to find solutions to the problems? And very often we also feel that we are helpless or we are lonely. We are unable to tackle it. So we all discussed whether we would like to have a holistic vision for a harmonious society. How many of us want a harmonious society and a harmonious world? And in the last session, I think all of you all responded that you would like to have harmony in the entire world around you. And therefore, from there we started as to let us see how we can have a better vision and how we can have a common goal for all of us and not have a very individualistic goal, but to have a common goal which will help us to bring harmony within a family and society also. So with that, we began the session. And we did begin with, we saw the basic aspiration, which we have been discussing time and again, that the basic aspiration of every human being is continuity of happiness and prosperity. And that trust is the foundation of every relationship. And the feeling of love is the foundation of an undivided society. So if we are able to develop the right understanding towards this, then we will be able to put in our efforts for it, not only at our individual level, but also along with our family and the society at large. So we then began to explore what is this common goal of human being and the human being who's living in this society, so that we can have desirable systems which can be developed and effectively implemented. And that's how we began with the common goal of human being. And we did explore. And we had certain questions in front of us. Whether we all were referring to our own natural acceptance. And there were certain questions that we discussed. And maybe I will ask these questions again today so that we have a proper recap on this also. How many of us want to see the right understanding in every human being? Or is it only a few have the right understanding and all others will follow those few? What do you think is naturally acceptable to you? What do you think is acceptable to us? You can respond on the chat. Whether we want right understanding in every human being or to have the right understanding in few human beings and that others follow them. Okay, Jagdish Bhaiya, Ruby Didi, Amrish Bhaiya, you say in every human being. Very nice. So we are able to see that we want to have, that is the human goal, that we want to see right understanding and right feeling in every human being. Now let's look at the second question. Do we want to see prosperity in every family or few families to have accumulation and others to be dependent on these few? Do we want to see prosperity in every family or in few families to have accumulation and others to be dependent on these few? Maybe you can unmute yourself. If anybody would like to think differently, because from what we can see, Jagdish Bhaiya, Ruby Didi, Karuna Didi, you are all able to see, Ranganatji, you are able to see that you want to see prosperity in every family.
Didi, namaste. Can I speak?
Yes, please, Ruby Didi.
Didi, here I feel that everybody should be happy and with prosperity in family, in every family in the society, whether rich or poor, educated, not educated, but they should be happily having everything. But so there are few people who are not believing in God and having not faith in God. How to motivate them? How to motivate them? I have a
So first, one second. So first, let us discuss the first part that you said. Everyone to have everything.
Because now, everyone is including those people also, na? That is why.
No. Yeah. So let us, one second. So let's discuss this feeling of prosperity. Is the feeling of prosperity a meaning to have everything? Yes, Karuna Didi, would you like to share?
Yes,
what is the feeling of prosperity?
Good evening, ma'am. Prosperity means having more than physical facility. Basically, coming to the family, all are having prosperity, ma'am. Why? Because if they are having happy in individually, family is having prosperity, and coming to the organization or anywhere, all are if they are having all are not having prosperity. Some of the persons are having prosperity. Hello.
No, I know, I got your point, but my question is, what is naturally acceptable to us? That means, what is it that we want? Do we want to what it is? We are not discussing what it is. Okay, we are discussing what is naturally acceptable. What do we want?
We want all
want prosperity in every family or in few families?
No, ma'am. I want all family prosperity. Then only we will nation will become in maybe first place, right?
Okay. So you're saying that if you want the nation and the world to feel prosperous, every family must go through the feeling of prosperity, and not that few families go through accumulation and the others
all family only
depend on them.
Like to get prosperity, ma'am.
Yeah, but I think this feeling of prosperity needs to be clarified. So I think Amarish Bhai has Amrishbhai has clarified. What I have is sufficient to me and have more than required. So Amrishbhai feels that that he is going through the feeling that he has more than the required physical facility. So, Ruby Didi, I just wanted to clarify that prosperity here does not, we are not referring to having everything. Prosperity here is first, estimating or evaluating, assessing our needs, how much we need, and first of all, what do we need and how much of it we need. And having more than that required amount that will give us the feeling of prosperity. So we are not saying everybody should have same or everybody should have everything. That is the first clarity that we all need to have. Is that clear to everyone? Are we all able to see this? What is the feeling of prosperity? Feeling of prosperity is having or producing more than the required physical facility. That means that there are two parts. One is assessing what I need, how much I need, and second is to make it available, to make that amount or that thing available. Now, once I know I require X and I'm able to make the X available, then I feel I have what I need. I have more than what I need. That is the feeling of prosperity. Is this clear to everyone first? Am I able to express the feeling of prosperity? Okay, Ruby Didi has responded, yes. So good. So what we are now over here saying is, I think all of you all have already responded that your natural acceptance, according to your natural acceptance, you will want to have prosperity in every family. So we are all able to see this. Now coming to the third point. What is the third human goal? Do we want fearlessness? Do we want a society which is based on trust and affection? Or do we want a society where there is fear, mistrust, jealousy? What is it that we want in the society? What kind of a society we want? What kind of a world we want? Do we want fearless, trust, affection? Do we want the society based on all this? Fearlessness, trust, and affection? Or do we want a society which is based on fear, mistrust, and jealousy? Okay. So you are all able to see that what is naturally acceptable to you is a society which is based on fearlessness, trust, and affection. Yeah. So now let's look at what is the fourth human goal. We will see what is it as per our natural acceptance. Do we want to see coexistence, that is mutual fulfillment in nature? Or do we want exploitation and domination of nature? What is naturally acceptable? I repeat, coexistence, that is mutual fulfillment in nature, or exploitation and domination of nature. Ranganath ji has written coexistence. Jagadish ji has also written mutual fulfillment by the feeling of coexistence. Nice. So some of us are able to see this. Praveen Kumar ji has also written coexistence. So we are able to see that these are the four human goals, and we want to see right understanding and right feeling in every individual, which will result in the right kind of feelings and thereby continuity in happiness. We want to see prosperity in every family. Our natural acceptance says that the human goal is to have a fearless society, which is based on trust and affection. And we also said that we would like to have our natural acceptance says to have a society which is where there is coexistence and mutual fulfillment. So, having said this, so is this that all of us who are here, kindly respond. All of us have this aspiration. Is it a collective aspiration? Each one of us think that, yes, this is the goal that all human beings must have. Sarvejana Sukhino Bhavantu. Okay, Ranganati, thank you. So we want everyone to be happy. Very nice. So we can see Madanji, you can see so many of y'all have responded. You want to see that. Now, do you think all these four are required? Or is it that any one of it is not there is okay? Can we leave anything out from these four? Or you think all these four are required? All four. Very nice. So see, we are able to see this. We are referring to our natural, yes, Pravinji. So referring to our natural acceptance, we are getting answers from within. Pravinji, you are unmuted. So do you want to express?
Yeah, all these four are required in the society where everybody, if they have got a right understanding and right feeling only, then they will be able to understand each other and live in harmony. And I think everybody should be prosperous. Otherwise, they will have a different type of feelings. A person who is living not so prosperous life, I think I have seen that their attitude towards the society or their own members, I have seen that it becomes a slightly different. And fearlessness is must. Everybody should have a fearlessness in society. Only then they will be happy and can contribute their best in the society. And of course, coexistence is a must.
Nice. So we are able to see that we want these goals in individual, family, society, and nature and existence. Very nice. Ranganathji, would you want to share? You are also unmuted.
Yes, madam. Good evening, madam. Namaste, madam.
Namaste.
I would like to share my opinion, madam. It may not be matching to this, but I feel it is quite matching, madam. But all our goals and our expectation to see that holistic society, madam, as you said, that fearless in the right way to conduct oneself, themselves, madam. In order to see that to have a holistic society, we have four things needed, madam: social justice, social equality, and social opportunities, madam, social security, and social welfare. These four are important to establish holistic society, madam. It depends upon the people that living in the society. They must trust what we have just discussed, trust one another, madam. It is very much missing, but not totally missing. It is there, but people could not understand properly, think properly, and to establish right relationship with other co-fellow human beings. Means, as you said, coexistence is very important, madam. This is my opinion, madam.
So Ranganathji, you have mentioned, your own way of the four things. So
Yes.
do they fit in these four goals, or are they additional to these four?
Yeah,
Are you able to see them fitting in these four?
Yeah, when these four are there, so people will become fearless. I mean,
Okay.
that is social
So basically,
justice, social equality, social security.
Okay. So what you are also saying is that these
And
four goals, human goals, are important and they're all
yes,
required.
yes,
Thank you.
yes.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
then automatically prosperity will be there, madam.
Yeah.
Not only me, but others also should climb the ladder of success and happiness, madam.
So I wish we are able to see the definition of prosperity and the proposal for prosperity, what it is, what it
Yes.
means.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So as we all have said that all four are required, we cannot leave
Yes.
anything out.
Yes.
So again, the same question to everyone. And the
Yes.
question is that if all four are achieved, would anything else be required? You can respond on the chat. Is there anything else that you think would be required? Yeah. Anything besides these four you think is required, or these everything falls in these four? Okay. So you can see that everything is taken care of in these four. So the next question is that this is what we want. This is what is our natural acceptance, that we want the right understanding and right feeling in every individual. We want the feeling of prosperity in every family. We want fearlessness, trust, and affection in the society. And we want coexistence with nature and existence. Now, what we want is we are able to see it. Are we working for all these four in the society? And the family? What do you all think? Are we all working towards these four goals in the family and in the society? Madanji says no. Ranganathji says maybe some people. Rudiji sees that we are working at these four in the society and family. Okay. So there are different opinions. Maybe your responses are based on your own experience. Amrish Rai says started with 1 and 2, indirectly with 3 and 4. And Shashikanji says we are looking for these only. Fine. So whatever is your response, you continue to explore whether we are working for all these four in the society and in the family. If we are working for it, that is good. Now let's look at it. What is the current system? Let us understand this. What is this current system that we are now discussing? So, are you able to see any false assumptions of happiness? Do we see money as everything? Do we see that happiness is sought through accumulation of physical facility, money by all means? Are we using it to get sensations for the body? Are we looking out for sensations from the body or feelings from others? What do you think? Please respond. So either we are all already having the right understanding and the right feeling within us, and we are all to the experience of continuity in happiness, or we are seeking happiness through physical facility, whether it is based on our assumptions or sensations. And this is unable to give us continuity in happiness. Ruby ji says that we have already achieved right understanding and right feeling. If I have to talk about my own state, I still have many assumptions regarding physical facility. I still sometimes look out for sensations or feelings from others. I do understand that right understanding and right feeling will help me to achieve continuity and happiness, and therefore I'm working towards it. I'm still working at it. I have not yet achieved continuity and happiness, and I do not have the right understanding and right feeling completely. I'm still working at it. So maybe the situation for all of us may be different, but that is my situation. And Shashikant ji says that we are trying to overcome assumptions. Very nice. So you're able to see that. And even Amrish ji has written that sometimes we do slip. Right understanding remains at the thinking level. It is like an information, but when practically experiencing in life, we tend to slip. Okay, Madanji says that I am happy. Please explore. Maybe you are, but still continue to explore. The second goal of prosperity, is that seen as accumulating more and more? Explore that also. With these as the driving assumptions in society, is it leading us to obsession for consumption, obsession for profit, obsession for sensual pleasure? What do you think? Is the feeling of prosperity within us seen as accumulating more and more? I'm repeating this. Does these assumptions of accumulating more and more drive us towards consumption, more profit, to derive sensual pleasures from physical facility? Or are you having the right feeling of prosperity, where you have the feeling that you have more than enough? Shashikant says, I have achieved, but trying to help my family to improve their competence. Slowly they are coming onto my track. Okay, Amrish ji says, most of the time not looking for physical facility, but sometimes we still are, right? So just explore for yourself. Whether this feeling of prosperity, the right understanding, is it at the imagination stage or is it at the feeling stage? The feeling of prosperity, is it a feeling or are we striving to get more? Do we feel deprived? We have to question ourselves, we have to explore for ourselves. Similarly, instead of the third goal of fearlessness and trust, do we feel that in the society there is domination, exploitation, fear in the society? Or we feel that the entire society, the entire world is a fearless place to live in. There is only trust and only affection everywhere and within us. We have trust for everyone. We have affection for everyone. Others have affection and trust on me. And this is a fearless society. What do you think? What do you think is the current state? Is it a fearless society already? Or is it a society of domination, exploitation, fear? Kindly respond on the chat.
Didi, can I add here for the
Yeah.
as you're gone into
Sure,
the
sure.
third goal?
Sure, sure.
I just wanted to tell that as we are in the family, I do have rightly put the second goal at the level of the family. We know even though the right understanding is prevailing in me, the other in the family is not able to understand the prosperity, the feeling part. Then it is in the relationship comes bigger. So what I need to do is I have to, even though the understanding is there, I have to go with physical facilities most of the time. So that's why I put partly or so that's how the second goal is not able to be achieved, because it is the all individuals has to have right understanding and right feeling. Then only the prosperity can prevail at the level of the family. And that's what I just wanted to.
But just think on it, explore whether you have the feeling of prosperity always, at every moment. See, right now what we are discussing is right understanding and right feeling at every moment. Then only there is continuity of happiness. It cannot be if it is off and on. That happiness is broken, right? So are we having continuity in happiness? Is the right understanding and right feeling prevailing in us all the while? Do we see that in the society, in other individuals, in us? Are we able to see the feeling of prosperity within us every moment, in our family, every moment? Do we see a fearless society full of affection and trust at every moment? Because we are discussing continuity in happiness. Continuity cannot happen if it is there and not there. I go to one geographical place and I say there it is fearless. Another geographical place, there is a lot of fear. Then that is not a society which is fearless. So we are looking at the larger society, isn't it? So, yes, Prabhatji has written. You know, it's better to unmute and also sometimes say. So, Madanji says that he feels prosperous, it's a continuous feeling. So, explore whether it's their continuity. Amrish ji says it is not all the time. Yes, Ranganath ji says fearless society means where there is togetherness and collective work for the growth of an individual and the society. Right, Ranganath ji, but do we see this all the while? Do we see this every moment, everywhere? And Madanji says society is not fearless. So when we say fearless,
everybody is not fearless in the society. Poor people, or I can give an example. Just 2 hours back, I was coming on the road. Husband was abusing his wife. I mean that fruit seller in front of her children, their children, and they were scared. I went and I asked the lady, "I hope you're all right." No. He drinks and then abuses for 2 days continuously. So there are ladies. Today is the day of Nari Sashaktikarana. There are ladies in poor families where they cannot speak. So it's not a fearless society for everybody. That is what I feel.
So we are able to see this. It's good. Continue to explore. Somewhere or the other, we will be able to, at least see the problems in the society.
What I feel, the people like us who are fearless, we need to cooperate with the persons where we find that somebody is getting fear from some senior family member or from anyone from the society. So only then it will become fearless. We all need to cooperate one another. So that is my personal view.
So you're right. I mean, we need to help others in improving their competency also. But at the same time, we need to introspect for our own selves, whether is there somebody else who is also fearing us. And we may think that it is not so.
I personally feel that you do your level best and then leave everything to God. Why to get fear from anybody on the earth? Let it whatever. So I mean, just I have
So
my own different way.
what is your natural acceptance? You want you want to be fearless?
Yes, naturally. Yeah.
So that is a natural that's a natural acceptance for you, and that would be the natural acceptance for others in the family and the society.
Yes.
So
I don't.
so we have to work towards providing that fearlessness to the others.
Correct. Yes, I agree with
So
you.
we have a
And,
so we have a responsibility. We have that responsibility because we have that. At least we are able to see that we want to be fearless, and we are able to see that others also want to live fearless,
sometimes
right?
some students who are scared and they don't discuss openly with the teacher. So I always call him and put my hand on his back that you are like my own son or daughter. So you tell me what is your problem. So that way we contribute towards fearlessness, and that's how we should do. And I've seen myself, there are teachers who scare their students so much. So I'm always open. I go and tell the teacher also, why should we be so strict every time? Yes, strictness as far as discipline is concerned, okay, but not to the extent that the boy, girl, or student gets depression. So in today's society, we have to be
So we have to
very
explore.
careful. Yes.
So Madani, we have to explore whether even strictness to some extent is required, or whether discipline from within rather than control.
Yes,
Whether we want
discipline from
whether we
within.
want the whether
Math.
we want children to be self-disciplined, or we want to control their discipline.
No,
We can explore
self-discipline.
this.
हाँ, मैं तो I always say, और जिंदगी में सारे काम प्यार से ही होते हैं. There is only one way. That's with love and affection. You cannot make anybody do work with creating a fear or with strictness. That is not possible. That will not be possible for ever. You can get the work done for a moment,
So Madanji, if we are able to see that maybe we are at least working on ourselves to see to it that we are dealing with our children, our students in such a way that they're not fearing us. But there are others maybe who may not have the same competencies. So where is our responsibility? Is our responsibility there to help them also to improve or to better their competency?
Yeah, we need to help
So basically,
others.
So basically, our human goal is to see that there is fearlessness in the entire society. I think Naresh,
fully agree with you.
Nareshji, thank you, Madanji. So I think Nareshji, you have your hand raised. We can discuss.
Good evening, madam.
Good evening.
But this management theory is working against the nature, madam, presently. This MBA people are working for the maximization of the profit for the company, and they are doing in the direction of the maximum congestion of the natural resources. Most of the management people are doing in this way. And all the companies are in this direction.
Yeah, so that is why we are all here to discuss universal human values, and we know that there are missing gaps, skills, and everything is required. Maybe profit may be required, but at what cost? That is what has to be discussed, and whether we want to work towards accumulation and more accumulation at the cost of nature and other units of existence, or whether we want to have the feeling of prosperity in everyone, and we want to work towards coexistence for mutual enrichment, isn't it? So yeah, you're right. You're right that somewhere we have missed in the education, and that is why we are here to discuss all this, right?
Okay, thank
we are
you.
Able to see so many problems. Thank you so much. And also, Karunaji is written, we need to help others to be fearless. And Madanji, of course, has said that society is not fearless at all. So, yeah, so we move further. So, we are able to see, that there is domination, exploitation, fear in the society. We are seeing that even as far as nature is concerned, there is so much of exploitation. And now what do we do about it is we are able to see that current system, there are so many things that are going wrong. And if we compare what we want, on top we can see the human goal, these 4 aspects of the human goal, these are there in front of us. We want that every individual should have the right understanding and right feeling. We want a society, families to be prosperous with the feeling of prosperity. We want a society which is fearless, and we want coexistence with nature and existence. But we are seeing everything is over here, is going wrong. There are so many assumptions with respect to, for example, money is everything. One example this is. So this is going on in every individual, or so many. At the same time, accumulation. There is the feeling of prosperity is not there within individual and families. So what happens over here is working towards more and more consumption, more and more profit, what you very rightly mentioned now. And also putting efforts towards getting more and more sensual pleasure from physical facilities. So what happens over here is things are going wrong at this level. Even a society of domination, exploitation, fear, we can see even the world war that is currently going on. There are so many, oppositions within the country, outside the country, terrorism and war. That means something is going wrong in the society. Also, so much of, domination and exploitation over nature, and therefore leading to resource depletion and pollution. We are all talking about pollution. We are all talking about resource depletion. Isn't it? There are so many social problems that we are able to see. So now the question is, what is it that we want? Are we able to see this? So is there a need for understanding the harmony in society? And do we want that everyone should live according to that? So are we able to see that if we want the 4 goals to be achieved, we will have to work towards the 4 goals in the same order? Right understanding and right feeling in every individual. Are you able to see this? Do we need to begin from the individual? Yeah, Karunaji has mentioned, may I know without accumulation how we reach prosperity? So when we are talking about, Karunaji, can you unmute yourself so that we are able to
Yes, ma'am.
interact? Yeah. So can you repeat your question? What exactly you are asking?
Without accumulation, for example, we need to reach prosperity. Physical for physical, we need to money, ma'am. Money. Without accumulation of money, we reach to.
So we are not saying that we do not require money. We are not saying that we do not require physical facility. We definitely require physical facility. So right understanding and right feeling is the priority. Right understanding is the top priority.
Yes, ma'am.
Because if we have the right understanding, when we interact with other human beings, we will work towards the right feelings and the relationship.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Is your natural acceptance toward relationship or opposition?
Natural acceptance.
Towards what? Towards relationship or towards opposition?
Relationships, ma'am.
Yeah. So similarly, when we are interacting with nature, when we are interacting with nature, what is your natural acceptance? Is it to exploit nature or nurture nature?
Nurturing the nature, ma'am.
Yeah. So whatever is our need, we are not saying that we don't require a chair to sit or table to work on, a mobile phone, or we may require some clothes. We require everything, food, all our need, a house, everything is required for the nurturance of our own body.
Okay.
For the, we want to protect our body,
Yes, ma'am.
and we want to rightly utilize our body. But we require the right understanding of what is required to nurture my body, what is required, to protect my body, and what is required to rightly utilize my body. So if we do not have the understanding, the right understanding, that human being is the coexistence of self and body. If we are not able to see that, then for us, human being is body, which means human being, the body requires physical facilities, requires, clothes, food, whatever. Then if we think that human being, if that is what we are able to see, that human being, if that is an assumption, that
Okay.
human being is the body, then we'll only work towards physical facility. But if we are able to see that human being is the coexistence of self and body,
Yes, ma'am.
then there are needs of the body, of the self. They have to be fulfilled. What are the needs of the self? It is respect, trust, continuity in happiness. All those needs have to be fulfilled.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Then what happens is, if we do not have the right understanding of the human being, we are not putting efforts, we are not giving time to fulfill the need of the self. Our focus is only the body. Then we are only working towards a better car, more clothes, better clothes, branded clothes, a bigger house, and still a bigger house, and maybe a farm, and maybe, we are only then working towards physical things. That also may be at the cost of exploitation of nature, as well as maybe even people.
Okay.
Are we able to see this? But if I know my need will be different from yours, the physical things,
Yes,
I
ma'am.
require maybe X amount of money, you require Y amount of money. But for what we require, what is our need, and how much of it is we require? If I require 10 kilo of grain, maybe you require 20 kgs of grain. Somebody else may require 5 kg of grain. But at least three of us know what is our requirement. Then we will put efforts according to that. If I require 10, I will put efforts for 10. That 10 is more than what I require. You may require 20 and somebody else requires 5. But once we have fulfilled that requirement of 5, 10, and 20, or whatever is that amount, after we have got that, will we get a feeling of prosperity that I have more than what I require? Yes, Karuna ji?
Yes, ma'am. I agree with you.
But if we do not, assess what is my need, how much I need, then we will be just running behind accumulation. I'm just looking at others. Somebody else has bought a better car. I want that better car. Whether I need it or no, what I'm going to do with it, I'm not concerned. Maybe that person is living 10 kilometers away from workplace, and it's a place where they require a car. There is no public transport. But because that person has it, I want it. Where I may be staying just 2 buildings away from my workplace. I may not need it also, but I want it because somebody else has got it. So, first of all, to assess what is our need. And once we know what is my need, to make more than that available to us. Will that give me a feeling of prosperity?
I got you, ma'am.
Yeah.
Right understanding will teach you all 4 stages, ma'am.
Yeah. Right understanding will happen. So if I have the right understanding and the right feeling, my relationship with every human being, with others, whether it is family, society, workplace, world, wherever, will be set right. Okay.
Yes. Okay.
And if I have the feeling of prosperity, I will help my family members to also work towards the feeling of prosperity. Similarly, I will help, then we go to the larger society, isn't it?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
right understanding is important for the feeling of prosperity also. Similarly, what is meant by trust, what is meant by, affection, the feelings, that is also requires right understanding, so that
Yes,
we
ma'am.
can have a fearless society. Similarly, we also need to have the right understanding of our
Coexisting.
role in the larger, existence. So once we know our role, then we are able to, with a right understanding, we will work towards coexistence and mutual fulfillment.
Okay, ma'am. I got it.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
So, yeah. So now coming back over here, so we may have preconditioning that money is everything. Money can bring status. Money can bring me physical facilities. So whether the source of my imagination, because the moment I know I want a better car, my entire imagination is working towards that. Now that source of imagination is based on preconditioning. Or whether it is sensation. Maybe my imagination towards a better car is because I've seen that car, I've experienced that car. It is giving a very nice, cool feeling. The sensation about the car, I like the color, I like the texture, I like the coolness in the car. That is why I want it. So whether that source of imagination, because the moment I start imagining, I will put efforts to get it. Okay, at any
Okay.
cost. So whether we are wanting to, our imagination, our source of imagination, whether it is through preconditioning or sensation, or whether we want it to be aligned to the natural acceptance. Natural acceptance is with the right understanding. This is what we mean, right understanding and right feeling. So if we are going to operate, if this part, that is the yellow part, is more, what do you all think? Will it help? If our imagination is guided by natural acceptance, what do you all think? Will it then result in mutual happiness and mutual prosperity? Please respond on the chat. Yeah, Amrishji has responded. Yes. Ranganathji has also responded yes. So we are, yeah, many of it. So you are able to see that the imagination which is out of preconditioning or sensation will result into all these, assumptions that we have seen. And we can see the result of it. So we want our imagination to be replaced by natural acceptance. So once we have the right understanding and the right feeling in every individual, and prosperity in every family, fearlessness in the society, and coexistence with nature and existence, what will be the kind of society that you see? Are you able to see that you will have a progressive society, a happy society, where everyone is in continuity of happiness? So if we have to sum up at the level of the society, we all can see that we have a common goal. We are all able to see the common goal. And the common goal is to ensure right understanding and right feeling in every individual, prosperity in every family, fearlessness in the society, and coexistence in nature and existence. And lack of fulfillment of human goal has led to problems at every level. Very right. So, yes, Karunaji is written, if imagination is guided by right understanding, we will reach natural acceptance. No, if our imagination is guided by natural acceptance, it will lead to right understanding. And that would lead to mutual happiness and mutual prosperity. So coming to the home assignment, you can take down this assignment. How do you want to live in your institution or the hostel, especially for the students? And for faculty also, you can take it. Do we want to have a common goal and a common program for action? Because once we have a goal, we also have to have a program. Without a program, it will just remain a goal. And do we want everyone in the institution and hostel to be a part of this common program? Or do we want everyone to have their own goal and own program? What do you think? Do we want to have own or do we want to have a common goal? What would you like to see? Own goal and own program, or common goal and common program? Common. Madanji says common. Yeah. Even Renukaji says common. Amrishi also. So we are all able to see that with Karunaji also. So let us make a code of conduct for our hostel or wherever department or institution, which will help everyone to realize these common goals, to achieve the common goal. It is not going to be immediate, but it will take time. But at least if we begin, we will be able to achieve something. The second part of the assignment is, today there is struggle, competition, terrorism, war. We are all able to see this. And the frustration leads to many problems, like alcoholism, drugs, so many things. You can make a list of all these problems. Are these natural phenomena? Have they just happened because they have just naturally occurred? Or are they due to lack of understanding in human beings? What do you all think? And how can they be addressed? What can be done to address the problems? Wherever, whatever you are taking, whether you are taking it the hostel or the department or whichever example you are taking, it is due to lack of understanding. Karunaji, Ranganathji are able to see it is because of lack of understanding. So this was just a small journey that we went through. These were all proposals that were placed with respect to harmony in the society. And I would say, please do not just accept these proposals directly. What you can do is just reflect on them, verify them with your own natural acceptance. And if it is matching to your own natural acceptance, you can further experientially validate them in your own living when you're interacting with others, maybe other students, other colleagues, other members in the family. You can experientially validate it over there. And if it is resulting in mutual harmony in your relationship, I'm sure that you will want to, because it's going to give you happiness and you will want to repeat it again. So you can go back to that same cycle of verification and validating it. Similarly, when we are working with rest of nature, we can also experience it over there. If it is matching your natural acceptance, do experientially validate it. And I'm sure if it is leading to mutual prosperity, that experience itself will take you further again and again to that experience. And normally, slowly and gradually, it becomes part of us. Yeah, Karuna ji, you wanted to say something?
Yes, ma'am. I would like to share one thing.
Yeah, sure.
In 2011, 2012, ma'am, I worked in Hyderabad. An assistant professor also at that also. In class, some of the boys are taking drugs, ma'am.
Drugs, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I recognized them, and I used to went there and go and sit back, ma. I used to say like that, ma'am. Every day I used to say like that. They will learn what I'm saying. If they went different faculty, they will quarrel. One day I asked them, ma'am, why you are taking like this? I asked, and they told me that what is the hiding part of why they are taking? Why? Because they are struggling basically due to the family. So some of the stepmother is there, one person having stepmother, and that person have their parents are staying in a different place. He is staying here. That's what maybe that is related to the lack of funding. They are saying like that, ma'am. After that, I am taking counseling. You need to be like the you will you if you are doing like this, you are losing your life, ma. And don't do like this. You need to behave like this. Then you will reach your goals. What you are losing this time, you will reach it. If you are getting your wife, then only you need to give for children good life. And if you are doing like this, you are not giving better life to your children. I used to say like that. After that, they will change.
Very nice, Karuna ji. So this is what is required. Everyone requires the feeling of affection, the feeling of trust. Are we able to see it? So if there is an environment of relationship,
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure the children want to understand what is right. They want to learn the right skills. They want to do what is right.
If
So
they are having any problem, we need to know, ma'am, what is the problem.
Yeah.
And we need to try
Yeah.
to solve that. They will change, ma'am.
Yeah. So we can see that, we as a society, we as parents, we as teachers, they look forward to us as role models. But when that is missing, when they don't see that in us, they don't see the feelings that they expect, and that relationship which is not extended, then it can lead to many challenges in the society. In them, of course, and the problems extend to the society. So we have a very responsible role to play. That's what we have explored today. And we can still continue to explore. And if we all see that we all have a common goal to ensure right understanding, right feeling, feeling of prosperity, fearlessness, and coexistence, then we need to work for ourselves, our family, and definitely for the society. So with this, I think we have completed our time. I thank all of you all for all the exploration that we have done together. Very good responses and very good experience, especially the last one, Karuna ji, what she has shared. It's a living experience that she has shared. And this is what is happening everywhere in the society. It's there all over, and we need to see it. We should be able to see it. And everything is, the problems are not somebody else's problems. We are living in a society where we are all related together. If we are able to see that relationship, then we will work towards ensuring the right understanding and right feeling in everyone, in every individual. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, we can definitely take it next time, because we have crossed time. You can keep your questions for next time. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Ladidi, and thank you all the co-students. We'll meet again.
Thank you, Bhaiya. Thank you, Bhaiya.
Thank you for more explanation next Wednesday. Namaste, everybody. Namaste.
Namaste, Parikshit Bhaiya. Namaste, everyone.